的家好，我是云南一环，我是小马姐。
Did you understand what he just said? He said that, "Good morning everyone, I am Hanjan Wisman. Ni hao, wu shi le ma."
Well, she means, hi, I am Leah. Do you have any idea about the language that we use? That's right, we use the Chinese language, specifically the Mandarin Chinese language.
Now if you want to learn more, just sit, listen, and take down notes.
This time, we are going to explore the country of China. So this is the national flag of the Republic of China. Let's begin with discussing the meaning behind the colors or design of their national flag. Let's begin with the red color. The red color represents the Communist Revolution. The Communist Revolution is a type of social revolution. It is a political and economic ideology, or it is also known as a proletarian revolution, from the idea of Marxism, meaning from a country without laws, without rules, without policies, without political rights, economic rights, and other rights, to a country being cared, being controlled, and being developed. That is what we call a communist revolution. Now, the big star represents the Communist Party. These are people involved in the communist revolution. And also the small stars represents the four social classes. Let's begin with the working class. This is also known as the labor class or proletarian according to Marx's definition. They are the people who work in exchange of money or production. They are the people who sells their labors in exchange of good or money, or someone like Yaya. Now, the business class is someone who sells their products in exchange of money. This is also known as, or they are the people like farmers or agriculturists. And also, the third one, which is the urban bourgeoisie, this is also known as the middle class. And last is the national bourgeoisie, which is also known as the highest class. Now let's move on to the background of the country and language of China. According to the 2022 data, China has over 1.4 billion identified people in 2022. And as for this year, the people in China are still over 1.4 billion people. And for our latest update, on September 30, 2024, there are 1,488,666,663 people in China. China has over 302 languages. But we're not going to discuss them one by one because we're going to discuss the language or the entire language of China. We're going to discuss the entire language of China. It will take us hours before we can finish the entire discussion. China is the oldest continuous major world civilization according to the data. According to records, they began 3,500 years ago. And the word China itself, for Chinese people, they call it Zhongbu. Zhongbu, meaning Middle Empire or Central State. Now, for our updated survey, based from our updated survey, China is the second most populated country in the world, next to India, with over 1.4 billion people. And take note, China has the most number of English learners in the world. However, they also belong to the least English-speaking countries at the same time. So why is that? We can answer that later. There are over twice as many Chinese speakers as there are English speakers in the world when counting by native language alone. meaning Chinese speakers are twice as many than English speakers when you're going to count it by native language or first language only. The Chinese written language emerged approximately 6,000 years ago, making it one of the earliest written language in the world. Now, China has two main dialects, the Mandarin Chinese and the Cantonese Chinese. The spread of the Chinese language across the globe is primarily due to immigration. Because Chinese people back then, they want to work, they want to earn money, they want to have a job. Because of job opportunities, they migrate to different places or to different countries, making the Chinese language being spread. And according to estimates, only 10 to 25 million people in China speak English. So that is why they rank 82nd out of 113 countries in the world in terms of English proficiency. But previously, based on my discussion, China has the most number of English learners in the world. But what is that? Only 10 to 25 million English or 10 to 25 million Chinese only speak the English language. Now, based on my research, based on my own opinion, it is because Chinese people just want to learn English. They don't want to speak it. They're not comfortable in speaking it. They just want to learn English. And because of Deng Xiaoping. Deng Xiaoping is a Chinese leader. Because of him, on October 1, 2000, because of a reform and open policy which involves or includes the Chinese the English education in China, making the Chinese people required to learn the English language. So that is why China has the most number of English learners in the world. And the answer to the question, only 10 to 25 million people in China speak the English. It is because they struggle with the pronunciation, with the intonation, how to put the stress and the distinction of sounds such as the th or the th, the sh or the sh, the ch or the ch. There are over twice as many Chinese speakers as there are English speakers in the world when counting by native language alone, which I have discussed earlier. However, English is the most speakers overall. We were going to count speakers by native language or first language and second language. English speakers will overcome the Chinese speakers. However, in terms of native language, Chinese speakers will win. When it comes to English as a second language, China has the most English learners in the world. Approximately 300 to 400 million people in China are actively learning English, a number equaling native English speakers. Now let's move on to the languages spoken in China. The national language of China is Mandarin. And Mandarin, for Chinese people, we call it Putonghua or Putonghua. Now, that is the other term for Mandarin Chinese language. More than 70% of the Chinese population speaks Mandarin, but there are also several other major dialects used in China. But let's clear up a common misconception. Chinese isn't just one language. It's a family of related languages with 8 main dialects and even more variations. So the term Chinese speaker is not absolutely right, it's not always right. Because Chinese, aside from the fact that these are the people living in China, or these are the people from China, Chinese is not just a language, or it's not a language at all, but it is a group of language. So we can always say Chinese speaker, but we can always say Mandarin Chinese language, or Cantonese English, or Cantonese Chinese language. Its main dialects include the Mandarin Chinese, the Cantonese Chinese, for Chinese people they call it Yu. The Shanghainese are Wu, the Hokkien, the Hakka, the Ming, the Gan, and Xiang. So these are the 8 main dialects or languages in China. As you can see from this table, as I have said, that Mandarin is the national language of China, or also called as Putonghua. Now, Mandarin has million speakers all over the world. Now, Cantonese for you has 90 million speakers. For Shanghainese or Wu, there are 77 million speakers. For Hokkien, there are 38 million speakers. For Hakka, there are 40 million speakers. For Ming, there are 60 million speakers. For Gan, there are 31 million speakers. And for Xiang, there are nearly 40 million speakers. And as you can see from this map, the Mandarin, which is nearly a million speakers, could wipe out other languages where I mean is really a widely used or widely spoken language in the world. And these are the Yu Cantonese, the Hakka, the Lin, the Gan, the Xiang, and the Wu. And now let's move on to the language issues and programs in China, or Chinese language. Let's begin with the communication barrier. China, or Chinese people, has 55 ethnic groups, and each ethnic group has its own culture and own language, making it difficult for us to communicate or interact with them or with the Chinese people. The same with the agriculture or the other countries in the world. Next, writing. In the whole world, more than 6,000 languages are spoken. So it means there are more problems in the international communication for the international communication. The purpose for the purpose of cross-cultural communication, we learn foreign languages or international language, such as English language, in order to communicate in the world. Same time, in order for us to communicate, interact with the Chinese people or with the China, the culture of China, we should learn also their culture, especially their language. Second is the cost of language acquisition. It will take us a high cost to communicate by language. We need cost of something to study Chinese or other languages, because in every specific Chinese, right? In any specific language, such as Chinese language, it will need us a lot of money in order to learn the language, because learning a particular language is not always accessible, it's not always free. You cannot just get it somewhere, you cannot just get it anywhere inside the house. You're lucky if you have a Chinese friend to teach you their language. And the last one is the language pressure. We get the big pressure when we get the big pressure in making our country known, making our language widely spoken in the world, making our country being known to other people outside of our country. When we say that other languages, or when we say that our language are getting endangered, when we say that our language are being endangered. Because we can call a particular language strong if it is widely used or widely spoken by the entire population of the world, and it is weak if not. And last, let's move on for my last part. Let's move on to the language policies in China. Now, the first national language policy in China is entitled Law of the People's Republic of China on the Standard Spoken and Written Chinese Language, adopted on October 31, 2000, based on the convening of the 9th National People's Congress Standing Committee of the People's Republic of China. It includes that the Putonghua, which is also known as Mandarin, which is also an official language or national language of China, and standard Chinese characters as the national general rule. The language policy embodied in language law is to promote Putonghua and implement standard Chinese characters. Is everything clear so far? And that is my part. I will on Miss Papa to further discuss the topic.
Now I'll explain the other language policies in China. Language policies by law ensure that all citizens have the right to learn and use the national general language, while requiring state official personnel and public service to be proficient in it. Additionally, the law recognizes and protects the rights of ethnic groups There are three types of Chinese language programs. First, one-on-one classes, group classes, and HSP program. First and foremost, we have one-on-one Chinese language classes. Who wants here to learn how to speak, read, and write Mandarin Chinese fast? Of course, all fast. And only those interested in learning Mandarin Chinese. Now, one-on-one classes is perfect for you because you often focus on personalized instruction tailored by the student needs, pace, and goals. This typically covers speaking, listening, reading, and writing. One of the school that teaches one-on-one classes in China is Hotan School. Hotan School offers a 10-week online classes language program tailored to your level from beginner to advanced. And this is one of the school that many experienced instructors, qualified teachers to guide the students and will support you throughout the courses. And one of the best thing in the school is if you are a working student, you have a flexible scheduling. They have flexible scheduling. You can typically choose class time that fit into your availability. Next, we have another school is Dalian Yusof University of Information or DNUI. This program offers a design to students progress from beginner to HSP4 level in Chinese within 26 weeks. This curriculum focuses on intensive learning to achieve a significant language improvement in a short time. So meaning they have all students have to learn intensive learning throughout the short time. Next we have, now let's talk about group Chinese language classes. So group Chinese are designed for students who benefit from collaborative learning. These classes encourage discussion and exploration, allowing students to share ideas and perspectives. This interactive environment helps reinforce understanding and attention of the large as the learners can hear different viewpoints and engage with their peers. So, unlike in Hotan School, that one-on-one class is one of their courses, here is a collaborative learning, meaning not all the students can see their instructor, but they can see their classmates and with their peers throughout learning Mandarin Chinese. So one of the school in China that teaches group Chinese language classes is Beijing Language and Culture University, BLCU. So this is the most excellent online Chinese language programs in China. This school is renowned for its online Chinese for learning the language, specialized in teaching Chinese and promoting Chinese culture, promoting a focused and immersive educational experience. So here in Beijing, you not only learn just the language, which is Mandarin Chinese, but also you are learning their own culture. And that's the good thing of this school. Next, LTL Mandarin School. This school is LTL stands for Let's Stop Trouble. So regarding TL Mandarin School, it's a well-regarded institution in China that offers a blend of language, instructional, and cultural experiences, helping students immerse themselves in both Mandarin and Chinese culture effectively. So this is the same to Beijing. We study together the language Mandarin Chinese, as well as the cultural experiences, how the students immerse themselves in both Mandarin and Chinese culture effectively. So lastly, but not the least, the HSK Chinese language program. So this program can be one-on-one classes or group throughout group program. So this programs can use or throughout one-on-one classes or group classes. So first, one of the examples of this classes in school in China is Chinese Language Institute or CLI. CLI offers a variety of study options for their online Chinese programs. You can choose from comprehensive Chinese, business Chinese, spoken Chinese, and Chinese culture and history. The Chinese Language Institute is a reputable organization that provides diverse language learning options, including online programs. So here in CLI, you can study through online CLI. So it's the same in one-on-one classes. You can study in online and in class. Next, students can select from comprehensive Chinese, business Chinese, spoken Chinese, and courses on Chinese culture. So it depends on what the student needs. Want to learn Chinese, so they want to learn Chinese for the betterment of their business or in their spoken language. They only learn Mandarin Chinese because they want to speak the Mandarin Chinese. So if they go to the country of China, they can talk different people there. They will eventually, you can live there better. Because you know the language of China, you will understand everything about what they are saying. So, now individualize lessons ensure that your language level, learning pace, style, and personal requests are all carefully observed and tailor-made a Mandarin class that is perfectly suited to your needs. Next, let's dive into status of the language at present. So we will talk about the status of a Mandarin Chinese today. So first, let's talk about Chinese language demand. Many multinational companies seek candidates who can communicate effectively with their Chinese counterparts. So they only seek those who is proficient in speaking, reading, writing in Chinese Mandarin in every counterpart of China. So this is language, Chinese language is one. Next, boost your status of the language present. Chinese language can boost your employability. Proficiency in Mandarin Chinese can set you apart in the job market. Whether you are looking to establish business, relationship, negotiate deal, or understand market trends, knowing this language can be crucial. So, knowing Mandarin language is crucial because Mandarin Chinese is part of their work or job. So, if you are business, you should know how to speak Mandarin. Because if you can know the Mandarin Chinese, how are you going to communicate to your customer? How are you going to communicate to your boss? So, we want all of the people in China will be proficient to Mandarin Chinese. Next, last, enhance business opportunity. China's economy continues to grow at a rapid pace, and understanding Mandarin allows you to tap in this market. So, whether you're in financial, technology, marketing, or any other industry, the ability to speak language can be And that's all my part. That's all. Thank you